this is Adrian Poe, and I'm going to give you a great tip to become a great writer. So, my first tip is write almost every day. Now, I'm sure you heard variations of this tip where you have to write every day. And listen, I don't write every day. Not even the most famous, writers, authors, screenplay writers, they don't write every day. They got busy lives. They take vacations. They got other stuff to deal with, but they do write often. They do write as often a week as they can. Now, some writers, like when they say they write every day, even though they technically don't, well, what they mean is they're always thinking of ideas and jotting them down on pieces of paper. So technically, yes, they are picking up a pencil and writing something on a paper. Like, even though technically, like the different works that I, am currently writing, I don't write them every day, but my mind is always thinking about all these different ideas I have in my head. And I do pick up a pencil and write the ideas down in a notebook or on a paper or on a little notepad that I have near me. So yes, technically I do write every day, but when it comes to like a short story that I'm going to write or my next screenplay, no, I don't focus on that every day and continue the process, from this scene to the next scene to the next sentence. No, but if I have an idea for that short story that I'm working on or the next screenplay, yes, I'm writing it down. And then later when I decide on a certain day, okay, here we go today, I'm going to start my next screenplay. Let me look at all the notes that I, wrote down from all the times I thought of the ideas, and then I'm going to apply them to the screenplay at the moment. So write almost every day or as often as you can. So let me get into a little bit more details I came up with. So here is just me expanding on the idea. So write when you feel inspired. If you don't feel inspired, okay, then don't write. Don't force yourself, because you're not going to get anything out of it. Set a goal to write often. So if you normally write let's exaggerate, like once a week, which is not good, try, 2 days a week. Try 5 days a week. Keep expanding the time, or actually keep shortening the time where you write. Write as often as you can, like I said. So set time periods to complete work and stick to it. So if you're writing something short, then say to yourself, okay, well then I could finish this in 2 days easy. Well then in 2 days you finish it. Like if you're writing something longer, then figure out the time period that you want to complete that work and stick to it. Okay? Start small and build off that. So if you want, you could write a sentence a day. Then if you get more comfortable, then write a paragraph a day. Write a scene a day. Stuff like that. So write an idea based on your story or work per day. Now, like I said, that's what I do every day. Technically, I do write every day, just not on, a short story or a, big work, like screenplay that I'm working on. But you should always be thinking in your mind. And you should always have a pencil and a notebook or a sheet of paper, a notepad near you. And once that idea pops in your head, write it down. And eventually you will get used to writing, like, not just an idea every day, but writing on your work every day. So like I said, write a paragraph every day, write a scene every day, write a page every day, write 2 pages every day. Eventually you will build, that, I don't know how to say it, but you will build it up to get used to writing often every day. So there you go. Here's some other ideas I came up with. Set time to write, for example, a book or a short story. So you got to figure out your schedule, okay? If you go to work in the morning, Can you wake up early before work and set like, half an hour to jot something down? Or how about when you come home after work? Or, okay, if you can't do it during the week, which, you should be able to figure out some time period in the day and set, like, okay, I have an hour free. If you're that busy where you can only find an hour a day or half an hour a day to write, well, then that's what you do. You figure out certain time periods within your schedule and you stick to them and write. Set a certain number of words a day. So if you're writing a book, not a screenplay, but a book, you got to be like, okay, in order for me to finish this book within the set time period that I decided to write this book in, you got to like say to yourself, okay, well, I got to write 100 words a day, 50 words a day. Start small, 10 words a day. But then keep increasing, and eventually in no time you will be finishing that book. Don't take a break more than 2 days. Here's a big one. I noticed with me, I would start writing something, I'd get into it, my creative juices were flowing, I didn't even have writer's block, I was in the moment, I'm like a machine writing great idea after great idea. And all of a sudden I'd be like, oh, okay, like, ooh, that was great, let me take a break. 2 days later, 3 days later, 5 days later, I haven't written nothing. I'm like, uh-oh, I forgot everything in that moment of great creative flow. It all went away. Or when I try to get it back, it's never going to be as strong as that moment that passed for almost a week now. So when I go back to finally writing, the story's not going to be as good. So I find myself very hard to get back in the rhythm of that creative moment. So I said to myself, okay, well, I can't take a break more than 2 days. Like, I understand you get burnt out, your brain runs out of ideas, you get a writer's block. I get it. But you have to train yourself, especially if you want to be a great writer competing with all these screenplay writers or authors out there. They're not, taking, month vacations, coming back, writing an award-winning book. No. They figure out their way of writing, their schedule of writing. So, don't take a break more than 2 days, in my opinion. Focus on writing a specific character. So, if you don't want to write a scene... Sorry about the noise, there's a freaking bus outside, I guess, whatever. So... focus on writing a specific character. So if you don't want to write a scene, if you don't want to write like a sentence and, then okay, then focus on something more specific, a character, and write, them within a scene, or write their background. Don't even write a scene. Just decide, okay, I'm gonna map out this character's background, and I'm gonna do it within a certain time period. So there you go. If you have writer's block, well then break it within 2 days. I'll have another video of how to overcome writer's block. But like I said, this kind of goes with don't take a break more than 2 days. Well, if you're forced to take a break because your mind has writer's block, you better break it within 2 days and get back to writing. If you become uninspired, well then fix it. Maybe you don't have writer's block, but you just don't feel like writing. Well, make yourself feel like writing within 2 days. Learn to get used to writing often. You gotta train yourself, force yourself mentally, physically, to sit down, focus, and write something. Because if you don't do that, you won't become a great writer. You will not write often. And the guy who does write often and becomes a great writer by listening to my tip is going to write a movie or a book, sell it. People are going to buy it. He's going to make money. And he's going to be asked to write more books and movies. And people are going to buy them. And he's going to make more money and become more famous. And you're not. And you don't want that. All because you didn't learn or force yourself or train yourself to sit down and write. block everything out for that hour or half hour that you decided to, within your schedule, to write, and come up with something great. So there you go. There's my advice and tips. Technically, write something every day, whether, from your mind, just little ideas you come up with, but then write as often as you can. Write almost every day. Thanks everyone for listening. Please like, share this video, comment down below. Hit me up on Facebook and Twitter. Please subscribe, hit the notification bell, because a lot more tips for, how to become a great writer are going to come out. And remember, my motto, where story comes first.